So just how do you get one over a narcissistic person who knows exactly how to push all your buttons and control all aspects of your life? They know exactly what to say and do to get you going, that play straight into their hands of their smear campaigns against you. How do you get one over people like this? How do you escape people like this? When it comes to a narcissistic person, they've spent their time mirroring you, get to know you, learning who you are as a person, so they can promise you the dreams of your future, so they can gain admiration from you. They have a false self. They borrow the dreams and the identities from those around them and sell them to people that they believe that they will be able to exploit and take what they want from those people. They feel entitled to exploit people and get their own way. They have that charismatic charm and that arrogance in order to drive people to utter insanity. And then once they've driven people into insanity, they blame those people for ruining their life, for destroying their life, for being crazy, and move on to somebody new. When it comes to a narcissistic person, they borrow the personalities and the dreams of those around them in order to influence people into liking and believing them, so that they can readily exploit those people to get their needs met by people. Narcissistic people are all about supply. Whatever supply it is that individual narcissist is after. Whether they need an enabler to back them up so that they don't have to face the consequences of what they've put somebody else through, because that enabler's only seeing the good that they're showing the enabler in order to influence the enabler, to protect them. Or whether they need somewhere to live, whether they need a supply of clothing that they take with them to the new supply, whether they need a roof over their head, whether they need a cover story, whether they need a job, whether they need attention, whatever it is that narcissistic person is looking for. Whether they are looking for your praise and your adoration towards them, or whether they are looking for your reactions, whether they're looking to goad you, to bait you, to get you going, to wind you up so that they can play the victim. How do you get one over these kinds of people? You take their supply away. You cut their supply off. Their supply is almost like breathing air. We need oxygen in order to survive. They need supply in order to run away from themselves and from the things that they've done to other people. They need that supply. They rely upon that supply and gaining that supply. Which is why, potentially, if you ignore a narcissistic person, if you go no contact with a narcissistic person, and they are getting that supply elsewhere, as they like that object constancy, if they're getting that supply elsewhere, they're not going to be interested in you. They're not going to miss you. And they are more likely to leave you alone, unless you appear on their radar at some point and then they want something from you. If you expose a narcissistic person in some way, this scorns them and they do seek revenge. Now, we can all be angry when people have exploited us, taken advantage of us, got one over on us. It's a normal feeling. We can all be angry. We can all actually seek to get revenge on people. However, there's a thing such as empathy, which usually stops people from taking it too far. Narcissistic people lack this empathy. Therefore, they're going to be mad at you because they failed at destroying you. They're going to be mad at you because you got one over on them. They're going to be mad at you because you exposed them. And this can give them enough of a vendetta against you to keep going after you. It's very difficult to ignore people who are smearing your name, discrediting your character, ruining your career, trying to take your children away from you. It's very, very difficult to ignore these people because it's our instincts to try and protect ourselves. However, the more we react and respond to them, the bigger the kick they get out of this, and the more they continue. The more we stand our ground in ignoring them, gathering evidence if we need to, and doing the things we need to do to push ourselves on a path away from them, the less they're going to get from us. The more likely they're going to potentially expose who they are, and the more likely they're going to have to leave us alone due to the fact that they're not getting any form of supply from us, and they're just exposing themselves all the more. They'll still blame us, they'll still accuse us, they'll still play the victim to gain the sympathetic attention and the enablers and flying monkeys to abuse you by proxy. We have to ride out that storm, as hard as that storm is. Now, on the other side, when you ignore a narcissistic person or go no contact with a narcissistic person, if they're not getting the supply they believe they're entitled to from elsewhere, they can begin to stalk you. They can come after you. They can try and love bomb you. They can guilt trip you. They can smear your name because they're looking to wriggle their way back in. They're looking to worm their way back in to get the supply that they need from you. The longer they don't get that supply from you, the more you ignore them, the sooner they will leave you alone. Again, they'll still blame you, they'll still shame you. You do have to be very, very careful when a narcissist is losing their supply. Like any human, when they are losing air, the majority of humans are going to fight to get that air, to stay alive. When a narcissistic person is losing supply, they are going to fight to regain control of that supply. They believe that they should be the puppet masters of everybody else's lives, that they're in charge. And when they lose that control, they can then come after you with so many hideous games. Yet still, the best method to get one over on them is to ignore these games. Ignore the narcissist. Remain quiet. Remain indifferent. Don't give them what they are trying to exploit from you. It's not easy. And it is a journey that you have to ride out, and you need to gain the support to be able to ride it out, because some narcissistic people will take it to the extremes. However, the best way to get one over a narcissist is like they never existed, like they don't exist. Cut them out of your life. We can go through a stage of grief where we bargain with ourselves that it's cruel to cut people out of our lives. It is not cruel to cut people out of your life who just take advantage of who you are as a person. If someone is lying to you, deceiving you, exploiting you, you are more than entitled to cut them out of your life. Just because you're related to somebody doesn't mean they're entitled to use and abuse you to their advantage. You are more than welcome to cut them out of your life. So the best way to get one over a narcissistic person, show them indifference, ignore them, remain silent, go no contact. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.